Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, in this particular video we will learn the AC analysis numerical. We have taken example 1 earlier. In this particular video we will take second example where little bit changes in the example numerical question itself. So this is the example with which we will carry out the findings. So findings are find VO divided by VI. We know that VO divided by VI is nothing but the voltage gain. But you never know, they may ask you AV, they may ask you AVS, they may ask you anything like, right? So VI is given over here with source resistance 20k. So we have to incorporate source resistance 20k in your numerical itself. So this is your voltage gain, and they want RI, they want RO. Okay, so let's start with this particular numerical. They may ask you this question for around 8 to 10 marks. This question they may ask you about for about 8 to 10 marks. Okay, so let's begin with this particular numerical. Step number 1, obviously we will start with your DC analysis. So we'll write it over here, DC analysis. As in earlier example we have heard about GM, right? So for GM we have to calculate the value of VGS. For VGS we have to go for your DC analysis, right? So we'll start with the DC analysis. In the bracket you have to write this as all coupling capacitors and bypass capacitor we have to open as F is equal to 0. Your XC, that is capacitive reactance, will become infinite. So infinite means open circuit. That's why we are opening all the capacitors which are connected externally, all coupling and bypass capacitor. Okay, so if you look at this circuit carefully, you may notice that there are two resistances placed at the source side, 1k and 1k each, right? 1k is connected with one capacitor in parallel with itself, right? And 1k is not connected with any capacitor, right, in parallel with it, of course. So if I am saying that this capacitor is open, then I can say 1k and 1k becomes in series. For the DC analysis, this capacitor gets opened, this 20k will become redundant. For us, for this DC analysis, we will not incorporate this 20k for the calculation of VGS, VDS and ID, right? And then we will proceed further the DC analysis. So we'll draw the DC analysis network. So we will say this will become your DC analysis network. Here I will say directly 2k, that is nothing but 1k plus 1k. Okay, this is all about 50k, that is R2, this is 150k R1, and then usual procedure we have to follow, that is nothing but the simplification with Thevenin's theorem, right? So if we simplify this Thevenin's theorem, we will come across with two parameters, one is VTH, one is RTH, right? So we will calculate the value of VTH. We will say that VTH becomes, VTH is nothing but, here obviously we have to draw the voltage source of minus 5 volt. Okay, so when you are incorporating this VTH, you have to consider the value of VTH considering the fact that 5 volts plus 5 volts over here, right? So 5 minus of minus 5, that becomes plus. So externally if we try to connect it, this 5 volt becomes like this with respect to ground, and this minus 5 volt becomes like this with respect to ground. Okay, so I will get the total, this is 5 volt and this is also 5 volts. So potential difference between this A and B becomes 10 volts. Okay, so we will calculate this VDD as 10 volts only, and then we will calculate the value of VTH considering the fact that it's not plus 5 minus 5, it's directly 10 volts, right? So we will calculate the VTH. VTH is R2 divided by R2 plus R1 multiplied by the value of VDD is 10 volts, 5 plus 5, right? And it is coming as 2.5 volts. So VTH is 2.5 volts. Okay, so we have got one parameter, right? Another parameter we will calculate. So another parameter will be very simple, 150 in parallel with 50k. So RTH, so your value of RTH becomes 150k in parallel with 50k. Calculate the value, you will be getting 37.5k. This is the value of RTH. And now your simplified version of your complete circuit of a DC analysis is, this is your 4.7k, that is capital RD, connected to the drain of the MOSFET, source of the MOSFET connected to 2k, gate resistance, that is RG, is RTH, this is nothing but 37.5k. The value of resistance 37.5k, that is gate resistance RG, same as RTH. VTH is found out to be 2.5 volts with respect to ground, of course. This is having voltage minus 5 volts, this is having voltage plus 5 volts. Now our duty is to find out the value of VGS for calculation of GM and GM for calculation of voltage gain. Okay, so let's try to find out what will be the value of VGS. So here we will say this circuit is nothing but the Thevenin's इसका नामकरण होगा Thevenin's equivalent circuit, right? Then proceed further for calculation of VGS. Will start from the input KVL. So minus, this is plus, minus, plus, minus, this is your VGS, and plus minus, that is voltage across this source resistance 2k, and of course minus of minus plus 5. Okay, so let's begin with application of KVL. Apply KVL at input. We will be getting VTH minus IGRG minus VGS minus IDRS, right, minus of 5 volts is equal to 0. Clear? Yes. IGRG automatically will get 0, the term, because IG is equal to 0. What will be the value of VGS? Value of VGS is nothing but VTH. VTH is 2.5. 2.5 plus 5, that is 7.5. And I can say that this VGS will become 7.5 minus ID into 2K. That is the value of RS. Here's the equation number 1. Okay. So far, good. We want to find out the value of ID, right? Then we will proceed further to move for equation of your MOSFET under saturation region, because we want to perform this complete circuit as an amplifier. Okay, so we will say that we will use these two terms Kn and VTH. VTH is equal to 0.8 volts and Kn is equal to 1 milliampere per volt square. So we will say that assume transistor works in saturation region. We are making this assumption, keep this in mind, that if we are not getting satisfactory result after using this particular transistor in saturation region, then we'll again come to this particular point, and assuming that we will not say it's in saturation region, it will be in your linear region itself. Okay, then in that case it is very difficult to work this circuit as an amplifier, of course, but as it is given in the numerical, we'll follow the steps. Okay, assume the transistor works in saturation region, then I can say that ID will become Kn into VGS minus VTH the whole square. This will be your equation number 2. Then we will say that from equation number 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, what we'll have to do? Yes, we have to put the value of VGS into equation number 2, then we will get a quadratic equation in terms of variable ID. We will get two roots of ID, that is ID1 and ID2. Chalo find out karo ID1 and ID2 and come to me. Pause the screen, do that work. So we'll be getting this quadratic equation. We'll get these two terms having the term ID. We'll get one term having ID square and one term having ID to the power 0, that is 1. So we will make use of this quadratic equation to find out the roots of the quadratic equation. So the roots are now these two roots we will be getting, yes or no? Yes. 4.45 milliampere and 2.52 milliampere. These are two roots which we will be getting, and out of two roots of two values of ID, which value I should have to take, right? So there's a confusion. So what we will do, we will calculate the value of VGS1, have calculated the value of ID1 4.45 milliampere and ID2 is equal to 2.52 milliampere. Then what we will do, we will calculate the value of VGS1 and VGS2 corresponding to the value ID1 and ID2, right? So we will calculate by using equation number 1. This is the equation number 1 which we have got earlier, and putting the value of ID as ID1 and ID as ID2, we will be getting the value of VGS1 and VGS2. So let's calculate. By putting the value of 2.52, we have got the value 2.46 volts. Let's calculate using 4.45. We have got minus 1.4 volts. So it's obvious the fact that for N-channel E MOSFET, we have to have the value of VGS should be greater than your threshold voltage, which is given as 0.8 volts. So now we can make a conclusion that this is the right answer and this is the wrong answer, right? So we'll take the corresponding value of ID and will not take the corresponding value of ID for VGS1 is equal to minus 1.4 volts. Okay, so my answer for VGS, so VGSQ will become 2.46 volts and your corresponding value of IDQ, that will become 2.52 milliampere. Okay, so these 2 points we have got, and making use of these two, we will calculate the value of GM which is required for the AV, voltage gain. We will not proceed further to find out the value of VDSQ, right, because it has not been asked, right? So step number 2 will begin. Step number 2, that is for calculation of GM, right? So GM is equal to, what's the value of GM? GM is nothing but 2 into Kn multiplied by VGS minus VTH, right? So this is the value of GM. Let's try to find out, putting the value of Kn is equal to 1 milli, VGS is equal to 2.46 and VTH is equal to 0.8. Let's calculate this value and come to me. Pause the screen, calculate the value and come to me. This is the value of GM which we will be getting, that is GM is equal to 3.32 milliamps per volt square, right? So we'll make use of this GM in the further AC analysis. So start with the AC analysis. So your step number 3 will be AC equivalent model. In your AC equivalent model, first of all, this is your circuit which is been given. What changes we have to do? We have to incorporate this particular capacitors now, because step number 1 is yet finished, right? We have to proceed further for AC analysis, where frequency is there, frequency is not equal to 0. So if frequency is not equal to 0, if you are considering for higher frequencies, then your capacitance value will be very less, capacitive reactance will be very less. So I can say that I'll ideally connect it as a short circuit. If it is been short circuit, this 1K will be redundant. We have to incorporate the value of 20K. We have to have the value of VI and VO in combination with the circuit, right? So we will be drawing the complete circuit for AC analysis, and then we will draw the corresponding AC equivalent model. Okay, so first of all, this will be the circuit, 4.7 kilo plus 5 volt, right? Then connected to the drain side. Resistance is 1K here. 1K will be short circuited because of the capacitance short circuited. Because this capacitor also short circuited. This capacitor is also short circuited. So I can say that output voltage is connected with the drain terminal of the MOSFET, and the input terminal is connected to the gate terminal of the MOSFET through one resistance having value 20K. Okay, 150K is R1 and 50K is R2. Obviously we will move further for the AC equivalent model, right? Whenever we will move towards the AC equivalent model, make sure that your all coupling and short circuited, right? Second thing, you have to make sure that all DC sources, so I can say that plus 5 volt connected to minus 5 volt, and it is short circuited connected to the ground itself. So I can say that this will be connected to the ground, right? So connected to the ground. This is also been connected to the ground, right? This capacitances are short circuited. This capacitance is short circuited. This capacitance is short circuited. Here I can make sure that now in the value of resistance of RS, here I have to take only 1K which is not connected in parallel with the capacitor. 1K which is connected to the parallel to the capacitor becomes redundant. So I can say that this resistance becomes redundant. So I will treat this as a short circuit only, and I will be having only one resistance at the source terminal, that is 1K. Okay, so let's begin with the AC equivalent model. First of all, we will try to draw the equivalent model for your MOSFET, that is transistor. So let's try. This is plus VGS minus connected to the source. Then this will be GM. Okay, this is your value of RD, small rd, or I can say small RO, output resistance, and drain, source and gate. This is how the model of the particular transistor, right? Now we will just connect all these resistances with respect to all the terminals of the MOSFET. First of all, this source terminal is connected with 1K and 1K is connected to the ground, right? So we will draw the source terminal. First of all, that is 1K connected to the ground. Okay, then RG, I can say that it's a combination, that is 150K in parallel with 50K, right? So either you can do it separately. So even if you take this individually, then also it forms a parallel combination itself. How? Let's see. 150K is connected to the gate and ground terminal. 50K as well connected to the gate terminal as well as ground. So both are connected to the gate terminal and ground, so they forms a parallel combination. So I am not writing this as 150K, I will just write this as RTH, right? And that is equal to 37.5. Okay, this gate terminal is directly connected to the 20K and connected to the input voltage, right? So we will draw one more resistance in series with gate and input. So this will be your 20K. Okay, so 37.5K and this is 20K. So this finished your gate side. At the drain side, we will be having 4.7K as usual. So, but here I don't have to connect directly to source, I have to connect to ground. Okay, so this is your value RD, which is nothing but 4.7 kilo ohm. Okay, this is output voltage VO, right? Now we just have to find out the value of AV, right? As we all know that the formula for AV for unbypassed capacitor, this unbypassed circuit, right? So voltage gain will directly write the particular formula. AV is equal to minus GM into capital RD parallel small RO divided by 1 plus GM into RS. Okay, so this is the formula and we'll just put the value and get the answer. So pause the screen, calculate this particular value just by putting the values of GM, capital RD, small r, small RO, capital RS. Make sure that small RO is not given, so we'll take it as infinity. So small RO becomes infinity. Okay, so when it is infinity, we will say that RD parallel RO becomes RD only. Okay, so just calculate the value of minus GM capital RD divided by 1 plus GM capital RS, right? Pause the screen, come to me immediately. So your gain we have got, that is AV is equal to 3.612, right? So magnitude of gain will become 3.612. If we take gain, it will become having minus sign. So negative sign indicates phase shift of 180 degree between input voltage and output voltage. Okay, so I can say voltage gain one parameter is done. What about input voltage Ri? If you look at this particular circuit carefully, right, some of you may get direct answer as RTH is equal to the value of your Ri. Okay, moreover, you may get the value of RD as per the formula of RO, right, output resistance. But here we don't have to consider Ri right now, because we know that value of AV is equal to minus 3.612, right? But that is nothing but the value of voltage between ratio between VO and this particular Vx, I can say. Okay, so VO by Vx is nothing but your AV by formula, right? But we don't want that only VO divided by Vx. We have the source resistance as 20K, so we will make sure that we should get the value of VO divided by Vi. Okay, so what we will do, we will take right, this is your ground. I can say that whatever AV we have got, that AV is nothing but VO divided by Vx, right? I want the value of AVS, that is with source resistance. Okay, so that will become VO divided by Vi is equal to VO divided by Vx into Vx divided by Vi. Now, as far as VO divided by Vx is concerned, we have got the value minus 3.612. Okay, What about Vx divided by Vi? Shall I get the value of Vx divided by Vi from this particular network? Yes, we'll get this by voltage divider rule. So we'll apply VDR, short form of voltage divider rule. We can say that Vx is equal to RTh having value 37.5 kilo. So 37.5 kilo divided by 37.5 kilo plus 20k, right, multiplied by total voltage, that is Vi. This is the total voltage. Okay, so I can say that value becomes Vx divided by Vi is equal to, obviously it will be less than 1. So answer is 0.65. So if we say that, we can comment that if we put the value of the input resistance, right, source resistance as high, so my gain will get reduced, right. So I can say that what the value of gain AVS we have got, already we have got VO divided by Vx multiplied by Vx divided by Vi, that becomes minus 3.612 multiplied by 0.65. So obviously we'll get less than minus 3.612. Okay, so 3.612 multiplied by 0.65, that will be 2.347. So answer is minus 2.347. So your ultimate value of the AV is nothing but 2.347 with no unit. So we will proceed further for your value of input resistance, that is Ri. Obviously this Ri will become with incorporation of 20k, that is source resistance as well. So it's nothing but Rs, that is source resistance 20k, plus your Ri. Ris is equal to Rs plus Ri. So I can say that it will become 20k plus whatever value we have got, that is 37.5k. So here it is an advantageous for us. If we are incorporating the value of 20k, then your input resistance increases. So it forms your 57.5 kilo ohm. So your value of input resistance is 57.5 kilo ohm. That is your second finding. Okay, we can draw it graphically, circuit form as well. 37.5k and this is 20 kilo ohm. This is your input, right? And I can say that this is your total resistance Ri. This is your total resistance Ris is nothing but Ri plus Rs. Okay, so let's proceed further for output resistance, right? This output resistance is basically Rd parallel Ro. Okay, so pause the screen, just calculate the value of Rd. We know that what's the value of Rd, it's nothing but 4.7 kilo ohm. Okay, so as far as the values of Rd, exact value and your approximate value is concerned, we will calculate the value of Rd by using, so we have got this particular value, okay, 4.7 kilo ohm. Will not go through this particular 1 plus mu, all this exact calculation, because we all know that all the values will tend to have the values which is near to 4.7 kilo ohm. So in exam as well, we don't have to deal with this particular Rd parallel. So far we have got the answer as answers. First answer we have got as AVS, that is 2.347, then Ri is equal to 57.5 kilo ohm, Ro is equal to 4.7 kilo ohm. So these three values will be as your answer part. So till now we have discussed the partially bypass circuit, where we'll have to incorporate the different value of Rs for DC as well as AC analysis, depending on which capacitor, which resistance is connected to the capacitor in parallel. So in the next few videos we will learn more and more different examples as far as AC analysis of MOSFET is concerned, whether it is of CG, whether it is of CD, will take. So stay tuned, learn more and more ADC from Ekeeda videos. Thank you.